In a system of government, corruption is a way to deliver a fatal blow. But if it doesn't kill government, it portrays it for a long recovery. I think we have all experienced losing trust in a person. Just think about how it changed you, how you change after that moment, how it affected your relationship with that person and other people. So let me start by saying what corruption is, just to be clear. It has to do with a government representative who uses the power of the government to obtain some benefit. Clear things like when an employee charges for a fee to speed up a process or to ensure a process on the side, or like when the government intervenes so that her in laws is not demolished because it was built in a prohibited area, or like when the president receives donations to give pardons, or when their children sit on company boards that then get contracts or preferential treatment. Plain old corruption. An integral problem of corruption is the loss of trust. The politicals tricked us, and we lose because of it. What's the point of voting for someone who is going to steal from us? We will automatically view any government official with suspicion. It goes all the way as thinking that taxes are unfair because they are going to be stolen, because the people that we voted for are going to steal them. Corruption leads to unjust government. If you don't spend some money, if you don't know the right person, things just don't work. So just imagine the transfer title. Imagine for a moment that the agency that makes the process take 3 days to transfer a title. If you have the amount and the right person, you can cut that process in half. For this to happen, several people were unknowingly pushed back in line. That made those people mad at the government because they'll see the government as inefficient. They don't know what happened. And with enough time and trouble, the word goes around and more people start paying for the extra benefit. And then corruption gets more entrenched. It also prevents processes from being implemented to improve systems. Think again about that transfer. Say with new technology and processes, that transfer could take, maybe something less than an hour. That will make corrupt people lose their side job. They will not like that. They will work to prevent the implementation or they will game the system so that they can continue doing the same thing. So right now, the corruption comes straight from the top. The president reached an agreement with the IRS so that they will not investigate him, his companies, or his family members. That is a direct benefit obtained by his position as president. Congress as an office that receives complaints about the conduct of congressmen. After evaluating the complaints, you can send the office sends the complaints to the ethics committee. The committee could issue actions against legislators. Sometimes those issues are resolved, sometimes they are dismissed, and sometimes jurisdiction is lost. At least it's a good step to maintain the trust. On the other hand, it's too bad that something like this doesn't exist at the White House. So if I were president, I don't have a clear idea of how to return that trust. What can be done beyond following the rules? Basically, it is going every day to do the work. I will seek to ensure that the laws and rules regarding corruption are enforced. None of that stuff that says that it's white collar crime. It doesn't affect us too much. I will ask each agency to review the rules regarding corruption so that anything that we see today won't happen again. I will also seek to eliminate the Supreme Court decision that our president is immune. That's too much power. In the same way, I will seek to eliminate the agreement with the IRS. Does it have to do with the fact that those who get up there are rich and believe they can do whatever they want? Will a poor guy like me just be more tolerant and will run away from corruption? Of course I think so. But the reality is that no. It depends on the person withstanding all possible things that will fall at their feet. It depends on the person putting service above their own benefit. It depends on them exposing anyone who dares to offer that kind of reprehensible agreement. Under the existing system, basically no one can touch the president except Congress. They've tried a couple of times, and since the process is political, reality doesn't matter. The party does not prosecute and punish. The party just denies and hides.